Now, a radio presenter with YFM in Takoradi is receiving treatment in a hospital after she was abducted and raped. She went missing on Thursday, and it's only today that details emerged of the traumatic ordeal she has suffered. Her assailants posted pictures on social media in which they are seen cutting her hair and raping her. Our Western Regional correspondent, Kweku Owusu-Pepra, joins us on phone with the very latest on this developing story. Hello, Kweku.
Yes, hello.
Kweku, how is this lady doing?
I have not seen her, so I am not able to confirm independently how she's doing. But I know a trusted source who has seen her, and he tells me that Ada is awake. She is not able to talk, or she didn't speak. Let me say so. She didn't speak, but she could nod yes and no to some of the questions he asked them, and I asked this source what questions he asked of Ada when he met him, and he said, "Oh, he just reminded him that, okay, so my name is so and so, and how are you doing?" He says, "Yeah, she nodded in the affirmative." So that is how far I can report about her state right now. She's still in the hospital, and doctors are just about to start whatever process that they can do, apart from what was begun last night when she was brought in to bring her back to normalcy.
Kweku, let me ask this question. The question on the minds of many is, how did she get to the hospital?
That's another puzzle that is yet to be unraveled. But for sure, what I've picked up is that she was not brought into the hospital by police. It was civilians who took her to the hospital. The chronology of stories that have been coming around indicates that after these abductors did what they would do to her, they asked her to make a distress call to whoever she wanted, and so she is suspected to have called somebody, one of her friends, who later organized for the girl to be brought to the hospital.
Okay. Kweku, I'd love for you to hold on just briefly for me while I speak to Naomi Nelson, who's the head of corporate communications at Global Media Alliance, which is actually the mother company of YFM. Hello, Naomi.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good morning. Naomi, where and how did you find Ada?
Okay, so this morning we were given the information by an informant that there was somebody in the hospital that looked like her. They informed the police about that there was somebody in the hospital that looked like her, because since the images started coming in, we've been appealing for anybody and everybody to come and give information on how we can find her. So this morning we got that information. We went to the hospital with the police and then confirmed that indeed she was the one in the hospital. So she is at the hospital now as we speak, and she's being treated.
Now, there were reports that these persons were actually demanding for some sort of ransom. Did the company have to pay any ransom for Ada's release?
No, that I was actually quite surprised when your colleague told me about that, because we haven't received any reports. We never ever received any demand, any direct demand for these persons at all. So I don't know where that information came from, but we did not receive any demand from these persons.
Okay. Obviously, one would want to know what kind of employees are that. Could her personality have any influence on what really happened, what transpired?
To tell you the truth, we are all as amazed and shocked, for lack of better adjectives, as you are, because she's a regular, outspoken, charming person. She's her show is an entertainment show. It gives entertainment news tidbits. Once in a while, they do interviews. They talk about what's going on in the entertainment world, both in Ghana and abroad. So she's a lively person. She is as the show is, both on air and off air. That's how she is. She's a very lively person, a very friendly person. So it's hard to even understand why somebody would want to do something like that to her. It really makes no sense. So, but that is what we are hoping, that the police will be able to help us find out, because this doesn't end here. We need to find out, get to the bottom of it, and find out exactly why this even happened.
Okay. Naomi Nelson, thank you so much for your time on the show. Naomi Nelson is the head of corporate communications at Global Media Alliance. Kweku Osupepra is still on the line. We'll get to him now and get to find out whether he has some more information. Kweku, I hope you're still on.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Kweku, have you managed to speak to the police about all this, and what have they been saying?
Okay, so sources in Takoradi, both at her church and the police, have very similar tales about this abduction story. There's a source in the church where she worships which says that somewhere last year there was a prophetic message to her that this was going to happen. And months after, there was an attempt on her regarding such a similar issue. And we just woke up today to find, our story started simmering in yesterday, pointing to the fact that she's been abducted. And then another source from the police, whom I cannot name, also suspects that, and put it in brief, that is not new to abduction and that, or kidnapping, and that she's been allegedly, or there's been stories or reports about and around her regarding her being kidnapped both in Accra and in Takoradi. And these are very revealing tales that this officer tells me. And so we are just running around checks to confirm some of these stories, and then we'll let our listeners know. But for a fact, this police source says that is not new to kidnap.
That's a very interesting development there. But Kweku, just before you go, have the police managed to make any arrests whatsoever in connection with this particular one?
There are several names on the list of the police, and they are not naming whom they are going to pick first. And so, speaking to some of the deep throat police sources, it's like some people have been identified that they will be picked up for questioning, but they will not mention who and who will be left out of the net.
Kweku Osupepra, thank you very much for that update. Kweku Osupepra is a correspondent in the Western region, and he brought us up to speed with the particular one. Now, the families of two police officers who were shot and killed by a police patrol team at Winneba in the Central region are crying for justice almost 2 years after the sad incident.